Welcome back to E03 Terran Conflict, and I have brought down the resolution a little bit again, so hopefully now you can actually see this a little bit better. It's certainly easy to see on my screen anyway, so hopefully it's the same on yours. So we're just docking with the solar power plant for me to fill up some energy cells, but as I promised last episode, the start of this episode we are going to go and buy that Universal Trader software, or the Sector Trader software. So if we go to our tanker, it's at TerraCorp HQ in Argon Prime. And we're just going to go and trade, and we just move all the way down to the bottom here. Trade command software I can now buy. 500,000. Ouch.
Command software MK3 installed.
MK3 apparently instead of Mark 3, but in any case, Mark 3 is fine. And that should now give me some options. So do I have the ability to go into trade and then start Sector Trader? I think I do, but do I get a range? I think I want to do it in Ore Belt to start off with. Maybe. Or we could do Argon Prime, I suppose, but Ore Belt will let it trade for energy cells, and we'll let it trade for ore, I think. So it's going to be starting heading down there. You'll see it says Start Sector Trader. It's in Space Home of Light right now, and it's going to start making money for us, hopefully. Now, keep an eye on the current order when you do this. You can buy... Whoops. Just docking with the station. Keep an eye on the current order. If it says idle, it probably isn't able to find any current deals in that particular area that it has. Also, when you start this, when it's just started just like now, your pilot of this ship, because it does have a pilot, is at level 1. And the more it trades, the more it levels up. Now, there are ways to level up the pilot using, I think it's patrol software, where you basically send it in a loop, and you get to just fly lots and lots and lots of hours, and then you can transfer the pilot to your starting cargo ships. I'm not going to do that, because that's sort of a bit of a, not a cheat, but I suppose it is part of the game. But I just want them to just level up naturally, at least to start with. So do bear that in mind. What does leveling up get you, may ask? Well, it lets your tankers, or your cargo ships, or whatever else the pilot is in, move further and further away from that sector. So after a few levels, I think it's like level 6 or so, they can expand outwards. So instead of being a local trader, which it is right now, it moves into, sector trader. It then moves into dealing with multiple sectors. And eventually you get the option that when you reissue the same command, if I go back into C again and say trade and then go back to start sector trader, you'll see the start universe trader. But that's not actually lit up just yet. So we don't have the ability to do it until the pilot gets a few ranks. So hopefully they're going to make some money for us, and it's entirely passive now. I can go and purchase some more Mercuries and set them up as well, because it's my reputation that counts as far as the trading for that software. Okay, now let's solve another problem. If you remember in last episode, I said that I'd flown around a little bit and explored. So I've got all these systems so far, but this is only a small fraction of the number of different sectors that are available in the game. What we actually want is something to explore automatically. Now, there are scripts that let you do that, but I don't have them installed. I want to just play with the base game. And in Albion Prelude, you can get a map sector software that will map one sector at a time, but you have to keep issuing the command over and over and over to get them to go to more sectors. I want something passive and automatic. You know me, I like to automate stuff, so let's do that. I'm here at a shipyard, in this case the one in Argon Prime, but it doesn't really matter which one, and just go and buy a ship. Cheapest one you can find, doesn't really much matter what it is. Let's just scroll down here, and let's choose Discover a Small, 58,000 credits, we've got more than enough, so I'm just going to buy one of those. And I'm going to... Should I actually equip it with something else? No, I kind of would like a triplex scanner. But just so that it actually sees all the stations as well as actually travels through systems. So maybe I will send that over to where there is one. So let's just rename this first of all, our Discoverer. We got one of these at the very start of the game, remember? We sold it along with everything else to get some working capital. And we're going to rename this XP _ Discoverer _ 1. Okay, So then I'm going to tell that to basically head somewhere. I want to dock, and I know there's a triplex scanner at Atreus' Clouds. I think there may be one in Alanis Fortune or President's End as well, but it doesn't much matter. It's a fast ship. So we go to Atreus' Clouds, go to the military outpost, and it will dock there. Once it gets there, by the triplex scanner, and then just bring it back here. Now, if you see in the sort of the map, there are lots of different ships, and you can just go into the navigation menu and tell your little discoverer to follow a ship. Now, you don't want an Argon ship if you're in Argon space because it's going to stay around here. However, if we choose a boron ship, like a boron trading ship, or John Furco Escort Nova, or Split Food Transporter, each ship that we tell to follow that will follow them through gates and back to their own space, presumably. So that is one way of getting them to explore. Now, it may not explore, completely consistently. You may still have gaps, but over time, as those ships move around, your map should fill in, and more importantly, it's automatic. We don't have to fly around ourselves, which is good. And also, if they've got a scanner, presumably they're going to pick up all the information about all the stations that they pass by, and we won't get live prices or anything unless we put satellites out there. There is an automated satellite network script or something like that. But yeah, we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to get them started exploring. So I'm going to send them off to that triplex scanner, and let's move on to the next problem. And just in case you didn't spot it in that last clip, you see my Mercury tanker now is buying wares of energy cells and of a certain amount, and it will keep them on stock. In fact, 277 looks like it's restocking for its own jump drive. Let's just take a look at what's on board. Energy cells 277, and you're in space at the moment, so it's presumably going for more energy cells. We'll see once that docks for the station. I'll show you an update for that once that happens. But yeah, it will just decide to go and do stuff itself. You shouldn't need to worry about it too much. Okay, and we're back in space and exploring again. We're going to be going and heading down south a little bit, so I'll show you that in a second, just to show you that that Mercury tanker is actually now selling, or we did go and pick some up. It's now going selling some, so it is actually going to make us money on each leg of that journey. Fine, and of course our Discovery is going to dock at that military outpost anytime soon. Now, where have we gone? Let's show you once we get through the jump gate. Okay, Emperor Mines, as it says. Let's head across the system, over there somewhere, in fact. Let me just head that way. And engage Theta. Okay, so we are from Orbelt, head west 1, cloud-based southwest. There's cloud-based southeast as well if you go the other way, and there is northwest, etc. It's the corners of Argon, I suppose. So if we go south from there to Emperor Mines and then east, we'll be heading down much further south. So we're going to head east until we get to Paranid Prime, south until Empire's Edge, and then west to Savage Spur, where we're going to go and pick up another ship that might be abandoned. Okay, I'll see you down there. And here we are. We're in Empire's Edge, so we want to go west to Savage Spur, and note the west gate is really out of the way of all the others. So it won't appear at first, and if you don't have a triplex scanner, you probably won't even see it. Just make sure you're heading down here, and you should be able to pick it up. Here it is ahead of us. And so just to show you on the sector map then, we've just sort of had a sort of snake pattern. So west from Orbelt, south 1, east 1, south 1, and then it'll be west 1. And that should get us into Savage Spur, where the ship we're going to capture is, hopefully. Savage Spur is full of asteroids, however. So do watch out and don't just enable Theta without checking where you're going. See what I mean? Asteroids everywhere. It's like a Star Wars asteroid belt, unlike an actual real asteroid belt where they don't really pile up like this. This would be more like the remains of a planet rather than an asteroid belt. But yeah, we're just going to head out here. We want to be heading down to this corner. But of course, that means getting between all the asteroids. So once I've got down there, we'll meet you back there, I think. And here's the ship we want. It's right here on the map, right where we are. And if we just exit, Yep, we're gonna have to eject, maybe. That doesn't look good. Why are you turning?
Iguana Vanguard.
Why are you turning? Yeah, I don't want you to turn. Let's actually get close and make sure it's actually not moving. In fact, it doesn't appear to be moving, it's just turned. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so let's just head over to the other ship and claim it, just as you normally would. I wouldn't, however, like to go to a station to sell it or anything, just until we're out of the system, because of all these rocks. The autopilots aren't always the best when you're simulating collisions. So yeah, let's make sure that doesn't happen. And just get a little bit closer. You can see it's quite small by comparison to our current player ship, so it is quite nice. Interesting shape.
Enhanced Paraclete ship
Claim.
control transferred.
Yep, so that's ours now, to do with whatever we will. And we're going to continue by heading south through the south, obviously through the south gate, in our main ship. And I'll see you down there. I think it's south 1 or 2. But I'll show you once we actually get to it. There's another ship to claim out here, and we may as well grab it. Here we are, coming alongside, and this is the ship we actually want. So let's just make sure we slow down to 0 and get a little bit closer, maybe. I'll do. Wait for us to come to a halt, and now we're going to get out. Same thing again. This is an advanced eclipse. It's over here on the very right-hand side of Ocracoke Storm, which is the next system south from where we just were. So we're going to head over here and claim this one. And are you close enough for that? Yep. And that's ours as well. So we're going to head back over here, and we're going to head south yet again. Now, one quick note. This area space is called Yaki space, or it's by the Yaki. If you're going into the plot or later into the game, you may have problems coming down here. So I would do this early in the game if you intend to claim these ships or sell these ships, as I'm about to. I'm not going to actually keep them, I don't think. We're going to head somewhere to sell them and do it early in the game. Because if they're going to be enemies to you, then, well, yeah, you don't want to do that. So let's head down south and head hopefully for a gate. And while I'm here then, what I can probably do is go to my property, and you'll see I've got my Advanced Eclipse and Enhanced Pericles. I'm actually going to tell them both to follow me. So if we go into navigation, follow me. And then we'll do the same thing with the Eclipse. Whoops, we want communications, navigation, follow me. And once we can see the gate, the south gate that is, we should be able to head down there, and there should be then a station we can dock at. Let's zoom out because we're a little bit... Yeah, there you go. Our original ship was over this way. We've got to try and find out where the south gate is. Ah, there it is. Senator's Badlands. Okay, so we're going to fly through that, and both of these ships will follow me. And there's relatively few asteroids in this particular sector, so we should be okay. Hopefully. Anyway, I'll see you over there, and once we come out the gate to the other side, we're just going to go straight forwards. And this is again just following the forum guide. I put the forum guide link by a guy called JW Eigland or J Wigland. Just as a humble trader start. May as well use that as a written reference as well. And I'm just adding bits and pieces in as I actually go. Things like exploration. And we're going to add some stations in as well and get that going before X4 comes out. Speaking of X4, what I was thinking of doing was maybe doing a starting stream, probably a live stream on YouTube or Twitch, haven't decided yet when the game comes out. And obviously it depends how well that goes as to whether we continue playing X4. Depends if it makes me motion sick mainly. And if not, we can always head back into X3, of course. So either way, you're going to get some nice space empire building. Obviously, X4 will have nicer new graphics, so it will be nice and pretty on screen, but and hopefully more easily readable at higher resolutions, but we'll see. Anyway, if you are interested in that, do keep an eye on the channel, and feel free to comment below if you wanted to, watch a stream like that. I think I'll probably do it on a weekend if I do that, so there's plenty of time to do, a few hours of streaming at least. But bear in mind, obviously, that won't be edited, so there may be lots of time for me coughing, or as the case is maybe at the moment, or in fact just being silent or talking with you guys. So different kind of thing to what I normally do, but stream, it's good for some people as well. So more than welcome to join for that. Anyway, onto the station. Oops, I need to increase speed and head pretty much forwards, I think. And we'll see if we can find it. It's still going to be down there in the south part of the system somewhere. And I'll see you once we get there. And here we are approaching the shipyard. If we have a look here, it's down at the southeast side of the zone again. It's quite far out, but directly south pretty much of the north gate. The south gate's over here somewhere, I think. Hang on, is it even in range? It's off the it's the edge of the map. There it is, all the way down there. So yeah, this is quite a large system. In any case, I've asked both of those ships to dock there ahead of us. We're going to go and then go and dock and pretty much transfer anything sellable back to this ship, and then we're going to sell both the ships. I may have to do a little bit of moving around because I've got some energy cells on this ship, but we'll see how much we actually get for them once I've done that. So let's dock. There we go. And if we go to landed ships and go to the Eclipse first, let's go there and go to freight, is it? Or is it transfer? Is it in freight exchange? Yes, freight exchange with me. And there's lots of stuff here. So we transfer. I actually want to leave the fighter drones. I don't think I'm going to need them. So I'm going to leave them over there. In fact, I've got some on my Vanguard as well. I'll leave them alone for now, but I may well transfer them back. I've got some more of the Mark 1 fighter drones. Fair enough. And we can see these figures here on the left-hand side, what it actually has. So we're going to take in the missiles, and we're going to take in the shields, the plasma thrower, fragmentation bomb launcher, and I think that's going to be it. CETA we can't transfer, of course, and that's pretty much everything, I think. Yeah, so we can go back and do the same thing with the Pericles. Let's see what you have on board. Advanced. Again, remember, this may be randomized in your game. So it has some 5 megajoule shields. Fragmentation bomb launchers, and I do need to remember that I've actually transferred it on the other ship. Yeah, everything's done there. Just double check here. Did I actually press enter after them? No, I didn't. Do remember to press enter, otherwise it doesn't actually transfer. And I think I'm going to get the fighter drones off this. I can always rebuy them later, I suppose. So I've now my freight's 380 of 517. Fair enough. We've pretty much got everything off here now. So everything's on board my ship. And of course, that means we can sell these other two. Now, before I do that, I will just take a save here. Let's just use that number 10 slot. And I will also take a save, whoops, in our typical 9 slot. Because these two ships, you may want to keep at some point. So I'm not going to worry about keeping specific ships in this playthrough. But if you want to keep these ships to yourself, feel free to don't do the next part. Otherwise, well, we're going to sell them. We get 3 million. 3 million for one of them. We don't get very much for the second one, but we've got goods from it. So that's taking us up to 3.8 million credits, which is pretty good. And we can actually buy more stuff here if we want to. I don't need to just yet. I don't have 108 million for the Akuma. It's a destroyer, yes. It's very good, I would imagine, but that's fine. And now I'm just going to save one of the things. That 10 slot, I think. Yeah, there we go. And this is essentially my save game from here on out. So I've sold those. I've got some money from them, and now we want to head back to TerraCorp, and that should be quite easy. Or head back to really lots of different stations, but. Yeah, TerraCorp just happens to be close to home for me, so let's head out, boost up, go to our navigation menu, and we should be able to jump back, hopefully. Depends on the range of my jump drive and how many energy cells I've got. Is it in Home of Light? I think it is, yeah. And it's charging, so we don't have to travel all that way going back, and the jump drive, this is just how it really, really helps as soon as you actually get it. And we're back in Home of Light, and our Discoverer I have already equipped with that triplex scanner. Already went and bought it. So it's now back here in Argon Prime. I'm just going to go and press C to communicate with it, navigate, and tell it to follow, and then another ship. So in Home of Light, in Argon Prime, whoops. We can pick anything we like. So a boron space would let us get boron stuff. Split would be good as well. And Taladi. But let's just go for that first boron trader, shall we? Even the weapons dealer. But yeah, let's go for the high-tech trader. Follow them. And we just leave it. And, you know, it will show up new systems as and when it heads out there into the universe, really. In our case, however, we want to dock with the station. Yep, there's the end of our runway. And as soon as we get a docking computer, the sooner I'll be happy to use the autopilot. Okay, so now we can trade again and see what we can actually sell. So we can sell 6 missiles for like 10,000 each. That's 80,000 credits. We can sell a fragmentation bomb launchers. I don't want those. And each set of 2 gets me 400,000. So 200,000 each. High energy plasma throwers I don't need. Inputs ray emitters, I'm keeping a few so that they can be equipped to future vessels. So I'm not going to worry about those or selling them because they're quite cheap as well. They're only like 5 grand. But we do have a particle accelerator cannon. We can sell that. And then we got some other shields. So we want to keep some of the 25. Well, let's keep those. But we've got 5 megajoule shields, which I'm not going to need. So I'm going to sell all those as well. That's another 100,000. And I'll keep 4 of the 1 megajoules. They're kind of handy as well. And is there any any software? I suppose we could sell some of it, but I'll generally just leave that equipped in most cases. So we're now up to 5.6 million credits, which is a much better position than we started the episode. We started on 1.3. So yeah, very much a good jumpstart by selling abandoned ships. Okay, and here I am at the equipment dock, back up in Argon Prime, and you can see I still can't buy a freight scanner. It'd be nice if I could, because we're going to be heading down to a place called Pirates Alley, or a group of places called Pirates Alley, and doing missions down there. That'll gain us rep with all the different races and with pirates. But we don't want to really be doing combat missions, I don't think. But there are freight scanning missions that we can do. You're sort of acting like police, if you like, there, just seeing what's on board in certain regions. Don't actually just do it up here, though, in the police sector. You don't have a license to do it, and you'll get shot if you try. So yeah, we'll show you that next episode, assuming I can get enough missions up here for me to be able to buy that. So I need Argon Trusted Ally for that. And there's a couple of other things I need Argon Trusted Ally for. For example, I want one of these phase repeater guns. It's 150,000, but again, I need Argon Trusted Ally. So I'm going to need to do some more missions to actually get the permission to buy that, essentially. But 150,000 for a single gun. But we've got 5.7 million. Now, what we can also do is, and what I'm going to do probably after I finish recording, is I'm probably going to buy a couple more, well, at least one more Mercury tanker and set it going. You can see it's still actually making money for us. It's going to buy ore right now. And that should actually be leveling up as it's going. Yep, there we go. And what do we have? Can we get any information about the pilot here? It's normally in brackets somewhere, and I can never remember where it is. It's normally after... Is it up here somewhere? Ah, there we go. Pilots, yes. So the pilot's level 4 already. When it gets to 6, I should be able to expand it, and he's called Freight Pilot First Class Cerisciono. So sounds almost Italian there. In any case, yeah, that's pretty good. So we're just going to wait for a couple more levels. And in the meantime, I'm going to buy another Mercury tanker and set that going as well, but obviously not in Ore Belt. I think there's a few places I might want to go. Let's have a look. Is there anywhere we can get in Argon Prime itself? Well, we could think about putting a station up here next. But I need to go and rent one of the station deploying crafts. No, we'll leave that to another episode anyway. I'll leave this one here because we've got a lot of stuff done. We've got 4 million extra credits. We've got a couple of extra ships, or sell them if you want, like I have. And we've got our sector trader going, and then that'll be bringing money passively. I wonder if it shows me when that money comes in, I wonder. I may have to look, see if we can track how fast that sector trader is making us money. And if we can, but if you already know if you can, put it in a comment down below. I'll certainly read it. But if you can, then I want to see how many of those I need to scale up to be able to get, a reasonable amount coming in pretty fast. Remember, the Mercury tanker is a cargo ship, so it should be able to carry quite a lot of ore, quite a lot of energy cells. So each leg, it probably should be making around 50 grand, 70 grand per leg, and it's just going backwards and forwards passively in the background. So, well, we'll see. Anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Hopefully give it a little thumbs up if you have. Subscribe, share, like as you normally would. And, of course, feel free to leave comments in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter at Greyduster if you want notifications that way. And, of course, as always, guys, thanks for watching.